Hi, Crystal Balls. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Today we are going to do a video about the late OJ Simpson. So if that interests you, please stick around. You may not like what I'm going to have to say, but I feel like there's some important things here. So let's get started. This is a beautiful deck. This is called, I believe it's called True Love or True Blue. Sorry, True Blue deck. It's a very light. This is a light workers deck. I decided to not do a dark deck for a reason, because I want to see things more clearly. So we're going to start with the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands tells me that I'm questioning really, and this, bear with me, if he actually died of cancer. I think he had it, but I also think he was a person that was not a private person. He lived his life very publicly, and I feel like if he really was suffering from cancer the way everybody says he was, it would have been all over the place. Now, to be fair, I don't follow him on X or anything else because I can't stomach the fact that he has that type of freedom to do that. So there could have been, pictures of him showing treatments and things like that, but I just question the manner of death. And I also question what happened to him next. So the hermaphrodites, very different things, comes up. Hermaphrodite comes up, and that tells me that, yes, this is definitely his judgment day. And, that's it. It's clear as day. It's his judgment day, and that's it. Moving on to the blonde, the Princess of Swords. This is not justice being served. This is a death. So I want you to understand that Nicole and Ron don't feel justice with it, because this was a natural death that happened. I mean, maybe. Whatever was going on there is a whole conspiracy that OJ Simpson was MK Ultra'd. And I don't know about that. But I'm telling you, there was no celebration for his death. It just was part of life. It just happened. So there wasn't like, oh, yes, justice was served. This is done. This is over with. And he's dead. And now he's going to meet his maker. And he's going to have to pay for what he did. No. It's just another day. It's just a step in the process that he had to take in order to move on to his next life. And he will move on to his next life. But this is not justice. This is just a day. I know that sounds terrible. I'm not trying to dismiss somebody's death, but there was no justice here. I also see Ron here, who is covering up a rose with the cup, the Four of Cups, with Nicole peeking out on the side there. And again, this is just extinguishing a life. The life is done. There's no celebration. There's no, anything like that. It is his judgment day, but there's no celebration. Next we get the Ace of Swords, which is one of the strongest cards in the deck, and it's telling me that his end was very swift. So swift, in fact, that he didn't know he was dead. I feel like he stepped out of his body and he thought he could hop back in. Like he thought he could control things. Interesting. All right, sorry, I'm pulling the cards. So going off of the Ace of Discs, which is the Ace of Pentacles, it's telling me that he really thought he could control the situation. Like, he stepped out of his body, he was blank. He really didn't know what was going on, and he thought he could either hop back into his body or he could control what happened next. And this is when you're not going to like what I have to say, outside of the fact that there wasn't like justice that took place, is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords tells me that he, with the fingers crossed in the back, he got away with murder. And he might have been protecting his cubs. So there is still a possibility that Jason did it, his son Jason. And we'll talk about this in a separate video because I already started that series. But that's what I'm getting at, is there's no justice here. There's no justice here. And the other part is that OJ was trying to cheat death. He was trying to do what he could to get out of it. The thing that you're not going to like is the fact that he's popping right back into the world. So the Prince of Cups tells me there's this young energy that's coming, and it's coming again. So he thought he could cheat death. He thought he was going to have an afterlife, but he really isn't. He's getting popped back into another life. So he will be reborn here shortly. And if you look over at the Princess of Discs, she looks like she's with child. So it tells me that, this lady looks like she's, 4 or 5 months along. I feel like this is going to be the reincarnation of OJ Simpson that's coming up very quickly. A lot of people say that Earth is hell, and if you guys would like me to do a video on that, I can do that. And I think he's being popped back into another life to be punished for a reason. We don't have the capacity to understand why, but he is getting popped back into another life. And I think this is the stuff that you're not going to agree with, or you're not going to like. The fact that there's no justice, and the fact that there's still a question of who killed Nicole and Ron, and the fact that he's going to be back. This is the moon, which tells me that there's very stagnant, dark energy around him. And I feel like he tried to barter with whatever took him. And I don't know if he was trying to barter with death, or if he was trying to barter with the other side, but it was very much like he was so cocky that he believed that he could talk himself out of this. And he really believed that he wouldn't pass through anything but the pearly gates, and he wouldn't see, he would see his family members, he'd see his loved ones, and that didn't happen for him. And I feel like he was shocked that he couldn't talk his way out of it. And he was shocked that how quickly he went back into utero. The Chariot tells me that he's coming back. This is something that is pretty straightforward. It's just telling me he's coming back. The Emperor tells me that he's going to have a chance in this life to be able to correct mistakes that he made. But death is upon him, so this person won't have a very long life. This person that OJ Simpson is going to be. You can see the Ankh, which is a symbol of death, and it tells me that he's going to have a very short life. He may end up dying in the same fashion as OJ and Ron did, as a form of retribution and karma. He's got a lot of karma that he has to work out, but his life is not going to be long, and his life is not going to be easy. Strength card. He will have that same charm. He will have that charm with him in this life that's coming up. And he will be able to build strength upon that. But it won't be able to save him. The Queen of Discs. He's going to have a very odd relationship with the mother. But even more so with the Four of Discs, which is the absentee father. His father's going to be very absent, again, like in this life. And he's going to have to learn how to be a better person. He's going to have to learn how, he's going to have a lot of the same mentalities as he did, the same situations as he did in this life, such as his dad being kind of absent. So he is going to have to learn. This is just showing me that, at the Ten of Swords, that no matter what happened, he felt responsible for the deaths. So take that as you like. Take that however you need it to. If you think that meant that he killed him, he killed him. If you think that meant that his son killed him and he covered, that's what happened. We're never going to know the truth. And everything that he knew went to the grave with him. And this is almost like a phoenix rising through the ashes, which is telling me again about rebirth. So it's just starting to repeat itself a little. But this is definitely a rebirth. The world is telling me that this is another cycle. Another cycle has begun for him. And he's going to find challenges in his life that he did in his new life, that he did in his past life, especially when it comes to lovers, and especially when it comes to the father figure in his life. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to not be the same person and not snap the way that he did before and not repeat the same mistakes that he's did. We finish off with the Four of Swords, and he's like in the void right now. He's not born. He's not anywhere. He's in utero, but he's in the void. So there's not a heaven or hell for him. There's the void. He's going to feel nothing and be able to do nothing. And he's still going to try. Well, he'll feel everything. He'll feel everything. He will try to barter with whatever he can to make this stop, because he doesn't want to go through life again. He wants a break. But this is the third time this has happened, where he has jumped from life to life to life because of his actions, because of his karma. So there's no rest for the wicked. There's definitely no rest for the wicked. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I know, like I said, it's probably not what you want to hear, but it's what's happening. So I hope that you like the video. Again, if you want to know, we'll do more about the trial separately. And then if you want to know more about if Earth is hell or a dimension that is a very low vibration, let me know. All right, guys, you have a great day wherever you are on this earth. And remember, every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely. Bye for now.